From every strand on the line of your reel, to the rods, to the anglers, to the lures on the end of your hook, let's talk about those big bass here on Co-Angler's Corner with your hosts, Rob Welsh and John Stoudinger.
Good evening, everybody. I'm John. Cajun Rob, he'll be with us shortly. But no, tonight we have a special guest coming on. I'll tell you a little bit about him. He's a dedicated, steadily rising force in the bass fishing world. Extensive competitive experience with the MLF series, along as the BASS and the FLW. He's a seasoned co-angler, fishes mostly the BFLs. He's built a reputation across multiple tournaments from the BPT to the Toyota Series, to the BFLs. And he's a proud pro staff member of MGM Cull Tags, Hayabusa Hooks. And that's all I know of right now. My feet's getting tangled up in a cord. And he had a good couple of weeks. A couple weeks ago, he ended up finishing second on the mighty Ohio River. And I think he finished 10th in the BFL on, I can't remember what lake it is. And for some reason, Chickamauga comes to mind, but I don't think that's it. But we'll let this guy talk to you. Let's bring on our guest, Mr. Rob Welsh.
How y'all are?
I was doing good. How are y'all?
They're pretty good. It was Dale Hollow Lake. I just fished and finished 10th Saturday. So yep.
All right. Okay. All right. So this is kind of different because we don't usually talk a little bit about ourselves.
Yep.
So how about you give us a little rundown of your life or fishing stories, I should say. Yeah,
sure thing. Well, I'm Cajun Rob Welch. I was born and raised in South Mississippi. Lived down there for about 20 years. Started fishing with my grandfather, like a lot of you probably did. We used to go catfishing, trout lines, limb lines, and we lived only 30 minutes north of the Gulf Coast, the Gulf of Mexico, or Gulf of America now, whatever you want to call it. And so we go down there saltwater fishing, redfish, flounders, and drum, whatnot. So I got my love of fishing. I probably started, 6, 7, 8 years old fishing with him, and he said I could fish somewhere every weekend. So I was his oldest grandson and oldest grandchild, so enjoyed a lot of time with him and got a lot of great memories. And it seems like when I'm on the water, I can still feel his presence, there. And he always smoked a pipe with Prince Albert, so that memory, if I'm in the store and somebody's got Prince Albert and they're smoking it, that just memories pop up. So we know how that goes. But I graduated high school, and then my dad got transferred after I graduated junior college, and the job market in Mississippi, Louisiana was slow. Oil business was kind of slowed, like in right around 90. So my dad got transferred to Knoxville, Tennessee, and so I had one job offer, but it wasn't that great. So I said, well, I'll move up with Dad, and Dad had one of the customers had an apartment like right on UT campus. And I said, yeah, I'll stay the summer on UT campus and, look at girls and run around. So but had a good time. And and Dad was looking for a house, he's just for the summer, and we found a great house. And so I was there for about 20 years and got to know the lakes around there close. And it was a totally different world. I'm used to shallow water, 6 to 8 foot. And I go to rocks and clear water you can see down about 10 to 20 foot. So it took a little while, but I figured it out. Married my first wife when I was there, I think in 93, and had a son, oldest son, Jordan. So that was a blessing. And so things happen, and we split probably early 2000s, somewhere in there. So kind of bounced around, went to couple different jobs. I always worked low voltage. My dad was in low voltage alarm systems, so I got into that. Worked on cameras, access control. So I got into fire alarms pretty much. So I got into there's a customer of mine I did a lot of fire inspections for, Knox County Schools. So ended up they had a job, fire alarms. So jumped on that, and man, I had a great experience. met a lot of great folks, and actually got to my one partner moved on, so I got to pick his replacement and got to pick my best friend, and he's still there. So hats off to you, Gary. You do a great job. So he'll still call me and ask me questions about certain schools, but it's about 100 school buildings, over 100 school buildings now. I know we have to keep up with. So, so then remarried and had a second son, Eli. He's 15 now, taller than I am. Just the beast. Eats like a beast. So, things happen, and we went our separate ways, and I had a job offer here in Kentucky. So I was like, you know what? Is what I couldn't pass up, subcontract for the Army. So moved up here and kind of started fishing more and more, kind of getting back into it. I got out of it just for a little bit, so got into it. And then 2017, I was like, you know what? I'm ready to do it, fish a lot. So BFL was here close in Dale Hollow. And I said, well, I'm going to go do this one and see how it goes, And so I got in the tournament, and it was cold. It was miserable. It's 40 degrees, spitting snow. And I had like 3 layers on, trying to keep warm, and I was still freezing to death. So so I got a young guy, good boater. He had us around fish. We go up this little creek. I mean, it wasn't 3 foot either side of the boat. We go way up this creek to where the water's running into it. And I'm flipping a jig, I had like 3 rods. That's all I owned at the time. So I had 3 rods, and I'm flipping a jig. And so I get a professional overrun loop in my reel, and I'm pulling it out. Jig's in the water sitting there. So I reeled in, and I'm like, am I stuck? Oh, fish. So 3-pounder was on it. He liked it dead stick. And I was like, ding, a dead stick. Yeah. So 5 casts later, there's a log or a big limb, like a 6-inch limb across the water there. And I said, that'd be a good place for a fish probably. So I flipped my jig in there, hit the ground slow, and the current's flowing, so it's just kind of gliding back. So I pick it up, and it's like heavy. I'm like, did I get stuck? And I feel it moving. I'm like, uh-oh, somebody's home. So I crack it, set the hook, and I didn't realize how big it was. And my boater gets the net, and I never forget. We still talk this day, and he's down in Alabama now. But he nets the fish and looks up at me and says, "You're getting a check today." That's all he said. And it was a 5.6. It was a 5-pounder. It was a nice one. And I got lucky. And I said it was 2 or 3 foot from the boat too. So I was right time, right place. So I ended up catching one more. I think I had 3 fish. I think I had over 10 pounds. And so I got big fish in 5th place that day. So I got 2 trophies, 2 checks, 2 trophies. And I'm like, I think I can do this. So ever since I've been fishing BFLs, I was actually fished the FLW, I think in 2018 at Cumberland I know that's the last year the FLW is going to have their co-anglers, so I had a good time there. And fished some Bass Opens and got luckily, and I fished with Gerald Swindle one time down in Toho when he first got his Phoenix. It was all blacked out, didn't have no wrap on it. Had a great day. And then I fished with Clay Dyer over on Cherokee. So I've had some great boaters, great experiences. I've probably done over 100 tournaments now.
Okay.
And I've always had great boaters, great experience, and I've learned a lot. And then being in Kentucky, I met my beautiful wife who supports my fishing, my crazy addiction called fishing, Miss Dina. And so it was definitely a godsend. And then I was working last year in heavy equipment, and work started getting slower and slower. And I was getting worried. I'm like, so got to where they's got to lay me off because one new employees, which I understand.
Right.
And so I'm surfing around for jobs, and I see Pittman Creek pop up. I'm like, oh, that'd be a great job. So put in for the job. I think it was on a Monday. I applied. Tuesday they called me for interview. Boss said, hey, if you need to go interview, we understand. I was working out my 2-week notice, and he was cool.
Okay.
So interview on Wednesday, and then on that, it was Good Friday. It was Good Friday last year. Got the call, says, hey, man, come work for us. I'm like, I'm there. And the day they told me to start was the day after my last day at my old job. So
nice.
Been there ever since. So I'm a sales rep. I got a area. I got about over 200 customers, I think in like 32 or 35 states. So been a blessing. It was definitely a God thing that I didn't even miss a day of work, even though I got laid off. And I said, being electronics, I got 55. I said, I'm not want to climb ladders no more. My back and all that can handle it. So this is my retirement gig, and I'm happy for the opportunity and thankful every day, and look forward to going to work every day. So can't beat it.
You know, as we say all the time, if you're happy what you're doing, it's not work.
Oh, it ain't. And a lot of times, and it's funny, I got a best friend at work. He don't fish that much, but he'll ask me fishing questions on lures. And then if I got a spreadsheet or a computer question, I ask him. So we make a pretty good team.
There you go. All right. So we got a couple comments here I want to hit up real quick. Trisha McGraw with Fish Her. Thank you, Trisha. She says, hey, our new swag will be here in a couple weeks. Did you order your bikini?
No, I'm still working on my figure. Still working on my summer figure.
Yeah,
I'm getting my jersey though, so I'll be okay. I'll be okay.
All right. And Rhonda Pitt says, congratulations, Rob.
Thank you, Miss Rhonda. Appreciate you.
Yep, she'll be on here in a couple weeks.
Awesome, man. She's always a great guest. Great guest. Yeah. I mean, she's been through some championships, USA championships and stuff. She's a great guest.
Yep.
Oh, and hat. Oh, yeah, definitely. Looking forward to it, Tricia. And anybody looking for a jersey or some top-notch apparel, men or women, go to fisher.com. And I said John got his jersey on. I'll have mine on in a couple of weeks. Can't wait. Looking forward to it.
Yes. Great service, great price, great people.
Yep. And if you got a high school team or college team, they will work with you and get a design, and their designs are off the chart. Great designs and great folks. So definitely look them up if you're in the market for a jersey for yourself or a team or organization. They will definitely work with you.
All right. So let's talk about you a little bit in your turn, if you don't mind.
Yep.
I know you don't like talking about yourself, but you and I talked before the show about how great the Ohio River is, how big of fish they have. You know, you can no. So we talked before, and I told you what I would do.
Yep.
With the conditions, and you tried that, didn't work.
Yep. So, it was high water. It was high water, and it was muddy. And I had a great boater for the day. Scott was great. And we went in this creek, and there's this back cove, almost like a lake beside the creek. And there's about 4 or 5 other boats in there. I mean, it was a popular spot. And I said, being, those conditions, I said, okay, top water, tried that, tried a buzz bait, no, didn't like that. I said, okay, it's windy, water's dirty, spinnerbait, my favorite. So I flipped and pitched spinnerbait, nothing. I'm like, wow. Then I downsized my spinnerbait to like a 1/8. I said, I'm gonna get something to bite. Nope, nope, wasn't going. So then I did a wacky rig and did a little square bill crankbait, which was one of my favorites, and nothing. I'm like, dang. It says, well, as bad as I hate to, and I know to get bites, I went to a Ned rig. So my partner was flipping and pitching, and I mean, he picked a part cover. I mean, guy was good. He was like a surgeon. I mean, guy was good, and he wasn't getting anything. So I'm, throw my little net around, and I get one bite, pull it in. It's like a bass, like that long. I was like, okay, well, it's a bite. Start.
Right.
So throw out some more places. Got a crappie. I'm like, okay. At least I got a bite. Then I get another crappie. I'm like, oh, well, okay. So
get lunch.
Yeah, get lunch. So got one more little bass, and I was like, okay. I mean, at least I'm getting bit. So we go around, and we go around this point, and I said, man, it's got to be a fish there. Nothing, even with the Ned rig. I'm like, dang it, there's got to be one around here. So we go around that point, and there's like a little shallow in this guy's yard, and it's like some brush, and then there's grass where the water's over it, where the water's up. So I'm throwing the Ned rig, probably stuff I'm going to get stuck in. But so I throw it over there, and I mean, right at the bank. I said, well, I'll throw it right at the bank, and I'll drag it through all that brush. So as soon as it hit the water, this fish grabs it, takes off. I'm like, oh. So I pull the hook, and I'm like, oh, man, I got light line and all this brush and sticks. I said, he's going to hang me up. Fish swims right toward the boat, just like in line. I'm like, wow. So I get him to the boat. Boater, being John on the spot, gets the net, nets it, and it's like I think it's a 2.8, almost 3-pounder. I'm like, he's like, wow. He said, that's a qualifying fish. And then the Bass Nation, that's the event we was fishing, Bass Nation, Kentucky. The top 5 or 6, I think, go to the state qualifier, state championship. And I was like, no, man, not on one fish. So fish the rest of the day, didn't do any good. So we load up and going back, the winds picked up and there's like 4-foot rollers on the Ohio River and it's rough. I mean, it's rough. And I took off my rain suit. I said, I won't need it. And that was a mistake. We accidentally, we speared a couple waves, and then like every time a wave would hit his console, I didn't have a console, it'd go like right on me. So I was pretty wet. And so we get around this bend, and he says, well, I'll go next to the shoreline. It won't be as rough. And it was a little better. And so we're cruising up through there. We're, 30, 40. We're not flying, but we're, nose up. We're going. And we look ahead, and it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. This wall of water, like 20 foot wide, just comes up and goes whoosh. And we look at each other like, what was that? And and there's a concrete building beside it. And when we got beside it, it says, caution, stay 80 yards away because like blowback or something. It says, well, they should have had some buoys out there or something,
Right.
So, but we make it back safely in time for the weigh in. And I'll weigh in that one keeper and finish second place on that one keeper and qualify for the state regional or state tournament. So, all in all, it was a good day. I said I had a great boater, and Bass Nation it's a great bunch of great guys, a bunch of older guys, and man, we all had a good time. Everybody gets along, and said if anybody wants to Kentucky looking for a good trail, fish the Kentucky Bass Nation. We'll be on Green River Lake if it's not flooded in a couple weeks. So, but definitely, and if you want to be a co-angler, man, you can't beat it. A lot of great guys, a lot of great boaters in that region in the Kentucky Bass Nation. So, yeah, if you got any questions or you want to know how to sign up, just feel free to reach out to me. But yeah, I fished one event last year. I really liked it, so I said I hooked up with one of my friends this year. So I'll be your co-link. I'll fish the whole season. So it's been really good. It's been really good.
Nice. Well, congratulations again.
Thanks. Yeah. Sometimes I get lucky.
Trish has another comment saying John has some impressive jerseys coming.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
No doubt. They do a great job, and they work with you too.
They knock it out of the park every time.
Yeah. Hindsight, was there anything you would do different during that tournament outside of stay home?
Maybe fish that Ned rig a little sooner. I don't think I fished it till like noon. And like I said, I tried the buzz bait, spinner bait, crank bait. I mean, stuff, noisy stuff in muddy water and wind you think didn't get any bites. I mean, great area. We was in a great area, beautiful area, a lot of lay downs, a lot of brush, a lot of rock. I mean, just had a little bit of everything, but it was tough. I mean, it was just a tough bite. And I said, if anybody's in that same situation and you're just looking for a bite, pull that Ned rig out. I know that's probably my least favorite thing to throw. And even drop shot, I couldn't get bit on drop shot, which always works. Threw shaky head and threw it Ned rig, started getting bit. Like I said, small bass and crappie. I was like, okay, at least I'm getting bit.
Right.
And I used it was like an EWG style hook, so it doesn't get hung up as much. So that kind of helped. And if I'm out in open water for smallmouth, I like the chartreuse head, like a 1/10, and then my favorite for smallmouth, even if it's clean water, is they got a color called yoga pants. It's like a blackish gray. Great little bait, great color. So definitely tie one on, man. If you're struggling and you just need one bite to get on the weigh-in stage, we all been there. Me too. That's one bait to definitely try. So yeah, it was a good day. I said that surprised me on that one fish. I finished second, and so I think the guy at one had 9 pounds. I don't know where he was fishing at. It must have been in a different part of the state because man, it was tough. So there wasn't many fish caught, and it was rough. But finally got some retribution at the Ohio River.
Well, maybe they went to Philadelphia or something. Who knows?
They might have locked through. I think they might have locked through to who knows. They might have locked through the Mississippi River or something. Yeah, might have locked through the Mississippi River or something. I don't know, but I got lucky, and I'm thankful.
Yep. You and I talk a lot. New York has a pretty substantially better fishing area than Ohio River.
Yep.
On its worst day.
Oh.
How do you keep your mental side straight, knowing that you may not get more than one bite, and that most likely that bite probably won't be a keeper fish? How do you stay like sharp for that?
It's tough. I mean, it is a mental game, especially when it's tough. I just kept grinding out, saying, "Hey," and getting those little bites like the little bass and the crappie. I was like, "Okay, I got the right color, and I'm kind of in the right area. I just hadn't got it in front of the right fish." And so just being laser focused and just keep throwing, and got lucky. I mean, I think I hit that bass on the head because he had it just like that. As soon as it hit the water, it was like boom, he was on it. So like I said, sometimes you get lucky, but multiple cast. Like I said, on a tough day, multiple cast. I mean, it worked out. So just could stay positive. Like I said, my boater was great boater, had us in a good area, and he was positive, and he was the same way, man. He was picking apart every piece of cover, and I said he had plenty of opportunities behind him, and said just got lucky and capitalized on that and got him to the boat, and he was Johnny on the spot with a net. So
there you
thanks,
go.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate you, man.
There you go. How would you compare the Ohio River to a lot of the other places that you fish?
There's a lot of little fish. I mean, it's a typical river system, but it's just tougher. I don't know if it's got a lot of pressure, but it seems like there's a lot of smaller fish. I mean, you do get a lot of smaller fish. It does have fish in it, but they're all small. So, I mean, there is good spots. Seem like the creeks and like the little cuts and stuff is a little better than the main, because it was a ton of water, a ton of current, and then said coming back, it was a ton of big waves, big 3-4 foot rollers rolling through. So, I mean, it's, and I kind of like the grinder tournaments like that. I think with guys, if you got a positive mindset and say, I'm going to get a bite today, I don't care if it takes me 8 hours, 6 hours, I'm going to get a bite. So, and then when you get like when I went to Del Hollow this last weekend, I think it helped me stay focused. I know there's more fish and it was easier to get fish here. So, but yeah, I do like the grinder tournaments like that, because like I said, one fish or just a small limit, you're going to be a player.
For those of you who are watching, let us know where you're calling or watching from. So did you, with your Ned rig, would you mind sharing your setup?
Yeah, no problem. Actually, it's a little different. I started using last year, and it's Verifaz. It's a hook that's got a little split ring on the front, and they got a little sinker. It looks like a grenade, what it looks like, and that hook's like a little EWG number 1 or number 2, and you just hook your Ned rig on it, and you set the hook, on top of it, and that little sinker, like I said, it's amazing. It comes through cover like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it even better than the Ned rig with the head with the little wire weed guard, and I said it, and catching those crappie. I mean, catching that crappie on it tells you how good it hooks up. So, but yeah, Verifaz, I mean, you almost have to order it through Amazon. That's where I got mine. I mean, they're a little pricey, but I mean, for setup though, I am looking. I know Wicked Weights has got some EWG stop Ned heads that I'm going to try. So, but yeah, that EWG on a Ned, I didn't think it'd hook up that good, but if I'm hooking up crappie on that setup, then it's pretty dang good. So, and then land a 3-pounder, I land a crappie and that 3-pounder. So, pretty hard to beat. And the Z-Man plastic, you know how durable it is. So it held up well all day.
All right. We'll do a couple more minutes on this tournament, then we'll go to the fun one.
Yep. Yeah. And then I had like a 7-foot medium Kistler Argon, which Argon's become my favorite rod in kayak or co-angling. And I had a 10-pound braid, bingo braid, 10-pound, and I had a leader. I think it was 8 or 10 pound. I think I was using 10 because there was a bunch of cover. So, and I just used like a crazy Alberto knot to tie the braid and the fluoro together. And then I think I just used the standard knot on my hook. I think just
Palomar.
it's a Palomar. Yep, Palomar. I had on my tip of my tongue, but yeah, Palomar knot. But yeah, but I said I tried. I had 2 or 3 casting rods with me, and I tried my best to catch stuff on the casting rod, which I'm more comfortable with.
Yeah.
But sometimes you gotta listen to the fish. They wasn't having none of that day. They was not in a chasing mode. So, but it worked out, and I did make said I wish I would have threw that Ned a little earlier in the day and not be so stubborn, but it still worked out.
And for Trisha Payne McGraw, he did say he did throw the shaky head and didn't get bit on it. So
I tried it.
There you go, Trisha.
I tried. Yeah, it's Ohio River. She knows how weird the Ohio River is. So, but I tried. I said and for co-anglers, I had 5 rods. That's like the maximum I'll ever bring is 5. So I had 5 rods, and I used every one of them. I mean, I tried. And like I said, we stayed in that area all day, and like I said, there's 4 or 5 boats in there. So like I said, well, I know there's some boats that went through that area where I caught that big one at. So just got to keep grinding and keep positive. So.
Yeah, that's not always easy to do when you're on a fish rig.
No, it ain't. And like I said, my boater was really laid back, and he was a great guy, and he was super patient. He was flipping every little piece of cover. I mean, he was like a surgeon, just picking it apart. I mean, great boater, great fisherman. So learned a little bit from him. See how he's doing it, what lures he's using. So good guy, good experience. So I'm glad I went. At first I was kind of dreading it, and I was like, you know what? I'm still going out here fishing. I'm not working, and so I'm gonna have a good day. So when you go into a tournament, even if it's not your favorite body of water, go in there with a positive mindset. It will make a difference.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that next time I go to Gunnersville.
Yeah, do that. To say I'm gonna grind it out. No matter what happens, I'm gonna grind it out.
There you go. So you did pretty good on that. You finished second on that. Then you had a BFL coming up on Del Hollow.
Yep, that was Saturday.
Very next weekend, right?
Yeah. Yep. Hey, you're only gonna get good if you keep at it. So, and Del Hollow, that's one of my favorite lakes. I mean, beautiful lake. Don't have much development around it, and so I think we had 60 boats exactly, and I drew a kind of a local guy, and we actually met in Somerset, which is probably about an hour away, about halfway. So. Great guy. I mean, and I every time, I don't know if everybody does this, but I look at my boater, look at the stats, and he's won on Del Hollow before. He had like 4 or 5 seconds. Tristan, great boater, great guy, always positive, and it's funny. Actually, one of our guests we'll have in the near future, Abby. She was a co-angler, and she was co-angler with the winner that day, Hunter Sales. We know Hunter Sales coached for Carson Newman. He's fished MPFL and bass, much stuff. Great angler. He won that day, and a great guy. And we passed him a couple of times. I know he's in a good area. We passed him. But, yeah, and so my boater was doing a technique I usually do, and I was like, So I was trying some different stuff. I tried our buddy Coach Carter, his favorite lure, whopper plopper. So I'm grinding that whopper plopper. Get a strike, bring it in, and the whopper plopper is this long, and the fish is like that long. I'm like, okay. It is a bite. So I threw it around some more and had one little blow up, and he caught a couple nice ones. I was like, okay. So I tried a jig, got one on a jig, and I said, okay. So I tried to jig a little more and got another one. And I said, okay. And it's a 3 fish limit for co and boater that day. So I was like, all right, I'm 2/3 got my limit. And I knew if I got a limit, I could be a player. So I started drop shotting. And so I got, it's funny, I was reeling my drop shot in and got one right to boat. I mean, he snapped it and got him in. He was barely a keeper, 15, but my boater says, man, I saw that fish and he come up to get your bait. And I said, yeah, no, I was just reeling it in, and, but that was pretty cool. And so I started culling. Actually, I think I culled twice, but it was like 15 and 8, 15 and a quarter. So it wasn't a big. So we fished around a couple of places that he liked, and he had a good limit. I think he had over around 11. He had one really good one early. We caught most of everything early. So we go to this we got this point and has some grass on it, and we're throwing, and there's tons of boat traffic around. I saw a pontoon boat with like a 300 up go by us on plane. And he come by us on plane. I'm like, well, that's something you don't see every day, a pontoon boat on plane. And so he come back around wide open. I mean, he's up wide open. I was like, okay, more power to him. So, it's kind of rough. We're getting bumped around. So we're both trying to get bit. And we get a couple little tail, like a little, something grabs the tail, bluegill or crappie,
Yeah.
I'm like, dang it. So I throw drop shot out there. And one thing I did a little different that I was going to try because I wouldn't get bit the standard way, I would call gilly rig. So on my robo worm, about quarter to half inch, I run through the side like a wacky worm. It gives it a little more action. I said, I'm going to try that, And if it don't work, I'm going to just wacky rig it in the middle. So I throw it out there. So I throw it out there, and my boater says, "That's a good point. That's where the point comes out, and there's grass." So I'm kind of going through the grass, feeling it, and I feel weight. I'm like, "Dang, I get stuck," and I feel it moving. I'm like, "Oh, hey, set the hook," and I tell my boater, I say, "Yeah, it's a pretty good one." So he's got the net, and I get it from about 10, 12 foot from the boat, and it's a largemouth, and he comes out of the water, and he does like a cartwheel, and as soon as he got over on his back, hook come out. And I'm like, "Oh man." And the boater says, "Man, that was a 5-pounder." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." So, I don't have time to worry about it. I keep casting. We got like 5 or 10 minutes left, so I keep casting, digging anything else. So I go in with a limit, and we're like one of the last boats. I think it was boat 50. So I'm like, okay. And I said, "Man, you're going to be top 5. I mean, you got 11 something. I think you're going to be right there with 3 fish. I mean, 3 fish, that's pretty good." So he weighs in, and I weigh in, and I think the tournament director said, "Oh, you're in check range. You're 8." I was like, "Oh, not bad. I'll take it. I'll take it." So a couple more boats come in. I think there's a couple more guys had a little bit more than I. So I finished 10th. So I was like, and I signed up for side pot. And so I'm on the way home. I get a text, and Luke, the owner for side pot, says, "Hey, congrats. You won side pot." I'm like, "Yes." So I got 2 checks that day. I didn't get a trophy, but if I had that big one at the end, I'd have been top 5. So, but a lot of great folks there. I mean, a lot of guys I knew, hung out with and talked with. So, BFL's a good tournament. And then they had the 4th event on the BFLs. They give you a little Abu Garcia prize pack. It had a Plano tackle box, a Revo spinning reel 20, and some Berkeley forward braid, which is pretty good. And actually, I think I got it actually rigged up here. That's going to be maybe my Ned rig setup. But it's pretty nice reel. I mean, to give it for a little Revo. And I got the 10-pound forward braid on it. And the Berkeley forward braid is the sinking braid. So a lot of guys use that for forward facing or whatnot. So I'm going to give that a try. It's pretty, like pretty castable, pretty soft stuff. So, but a good day. So I got 2 checks and a prize pack. So not a bad day.
No, it's not. So 2 tournaments, 3 checks, prize pack. Not a bad way to spend a couple weekends.
Not a bad. So sometimes I get lucky. Now, granted, I have zeroed a few times, so I have kind of paid the piper, and I got a little retribution. So
there you go. Awesome. Yeah, that's something like the BFL divisions I fish. They've never handed out a prize pack.
Yeah, this is something new they did this year. It's just on the 4th event. And no matter if you fished all 4 or if you just fished that one, if you're in the 4th event, so if anybody's got a 4th BFL coming up in your area, jump on it because it's a nice prize pack. And it has like a 25% off future purchase from Abu Garcia. So, it's pretty nice.
I think that's the Oneida Lake tournament. I might have to do that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth it. I mean, and the Plano box is funny. We had a thing at work saying, "Hey, Plano box is coming out in June." It's the same box I got. So it's like I got it for the work got it. So but it's a nice box. It's got good little dividers. It's got a good little latch on the front. It's wide. You can like ride on it. So I'm pretty impressed with it.
Nice. No, so how did you catch your fish on Dale Hollow? Were they all on the drop shot?
Well, 2 was on the jig. I had the little ball jig, 1/2 ounce, and I think I had the Yamamoto. One of my favorite trailers for a jig is a Yamamoto twin tail, little twin tail grub, cinnamon. I think it's called cinnamon purple. Yep. but it looks brown, and the jig was kind of brown and orange. And yeah, I was just dragging along, and I'd feel some rock or some cover, and I'd shake it. And that ball, I mean, I got it stuck a couple of times, but I always pop it out or just start pulling, and it'd pop out. And then a couple of times I caught a couple on the drop shot, maybe 2 or 3 on the drop shot. So, yeah, probably about half on the jig, a half-ounce jig, ball jig, and then the half on the drop shot. And I had I think 3/16 quarter-ounce weight. I had a Hayabusa drop shot hook, really good, and of course Robo Worm. The Morning Dawn, that's always a good one. And so at first I did, I said, where the worm, I went through like a 1/4 inch back and put it in the worm, so the point's at the head. I did that for a little bit. It did okay, but I think that ghillie rig, 1/4 to 1/2 inch back, and you put it crossways like a wacky worm, that seemed like they liked that better, the action. So, so probably half jig, half wacky worm. And I said I tried some other stuff. I tried the top water and didn't really get much. Tried a little spinner bait for a little bit, and it just didn't want anything really moving a lot, didn't seem like. So, but the water was pretty clear. Water was up a little bit, but it was still pretty clear. So
nice.
But it didn't rain on us. It clouded up. Oh, and one thing, in the boater, he was really good. He used live scope, but it wasn't his primary focus. He'd use it to see, cover and fish, and he actually found a big fish. He tried to catch, but it wouldn't agree with him. That it was garden fry, and the fry was like 17 foot deep, 15 to 17 foot deep.
Okay.
And he kept throwing at it, and we could see like bluegill swimming up to the fry, and that big fish would like chase him out or bump him out. So he had one lure he threw there, and the fish followed. I mean, it was right on its tail, and he like paused it, jerked it, and it just followed it, and then it went back. So didn't get it, but he tried his best. He threw everything under the sun at that thing.
Yeah. For you people watching, if you have any questions about Rob and his success on the Ohio River or Dell Hollow, don't be afraid to ask. He'll answer your questions.
Oh yeah, and for guys that's co-anglers and worried about forward facing, I struggled at first. I ain't gonna lie. A couple things you might want to try that I had success with and actually caught behind the live scoper. Do a drop shot actually with like a lightweight, like an 1/8 ounce, and you just drop it inside the boat. Especially if your boater is fishing and he's bringing in his fish and he's got a bunch of followers. Clay Milliken was talking about that. That you just drop that drop shot down and just like 6, 8, 10 foot below the boat and just shake it. And when them followers come by, they see it, they're going to grab it. So that'll help you get some bites. And then another thing, Pulse Fish, the Pulse Fish lure, it's like a scrounger head. Use that one of the little baits. I've caught some good smallmouth on that, and I've seen them come up from like 20, 30, 40 foot, come straight up and get that thing. But it has like a hunting action. So yeah, do the drop shot. Drop it down just right by the boat, and then try that scrounger head. So one of them usually works. Of course, if your boater's not using a jerk bait, try a jerk bait, but do something a little different than he's doing, and you can get bit behind a scoper.
Yeah, like I've mentioned on here several times and talked to you personally, I'd rather have somebody be scoping and be around fish than not scoping and be lost.
Oh yeah, and a lot of times the guys I've been. They've been good. They'll say, hey, I'm going to scope today, and they give you a heads up. But they'll always say, hey, I'm getting bit 6 to 8 foot or 8 to 10 foot. They're always pretty good about telling you kind of what their bite range is, where the fish are. So, but yeah, if you work as a team and net the guy's fish and just work as a team, he'll. And I've had guys like, hey, we're going to leave early, and I'm going to go around this little cove 30 minutes for a weigh-in, and you should get some keepers in there. So, you work with them, they'll work with you. So, just be patient, bide your time, do what you're supposed to do, be a good teammate, and it'll happen for you.
Yeah. That's the thing that a lot of, especially with the forward-facing sonar issue, I think the co-anglers forget that they can work as a team.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like you said, I think you said, Rick Clun said it, he likes fishing the heavy, harder tournaments because half the competitors are done before the tournament starts.
Oh yeah. That like if you show up and it's cold and rainy and half the field saying, "Why are we fishing today? Why are we fishing this lake? Why are we fishing these conditions?" And they're out of tournament. So you've already automatically eliminated half the field. So
Yeah.
exactly,
I'm sorry.
he's spot on.
Yeah. But no, that happened to me up in St. Lawrence one day. I was fishing a tournament and I was actually with Dakota Eber, and we're fishing, and I don't know, he's just crushing them on a Carolina rig, and it was a Toyota event, and he goes, "John, don't worry about it. I got some spots on the way back. You can throw whatever you want. You'll get fish to, So I don't know. 15 minutes left. Probably about 20 minutes left in the tournament. I threw out there, set it, got a 4-pound small.
Nice.
So I ended up with, in that last 20 minutes or so, 15 to 20 minutes, I ended up with 5 fish. It was, I think, 21 pounds.
Nice.
And I was looking good going into day 2.
Yep.
But that's a whole nother story.
Sometimes it's your day.
Yep.
I said that. Like down Dale Hollow, I had that 5th place. I mean, I had probably 4 or 5 bites. I lost 1 or 2, but the biggest ones, I got to the boat. And on 3 fish, for 5th place, that was pretty good that day.
Yeah, it is. And, man, congratulations again, dude.
Yeah, sometimes I got lucky, and I said I might be so lucky next time, but hey, I'm gonna enjoy it for right now. But yeah, we kind of. I got a tournament on Green River if it's not still flooded. I think the water was over the ramp and everything, so a couple weeks, and then I think I won't have another tournament till like August, September. But I'll still do my kayak tournaments, my state tournaments for the month, and the KBF. If y'all want to get involved with the KBF, the kayak is a lot of fun. Like I said, you do it for a month in your state or in your region, and it's a lot of fun, a lot of competition. You measure your fish on the little weigh scale board, and you just got to watch. I've had some troubles, couple jump off on me, so I'm still learning how to keep the fish on the weigh scale, on the length scale, on my leaderboard. So, yeah.
Rubber band.
Yeah. I think I'm going to get one of those fish. I see a lot of guys use the fish gripper thing, so I'm going to have to figure something out on that. But
yeah,
I'm learning. It's new, but I'm learning. But I do love to kayak. But yeah, for co-anglers, I think that's helped me this year get some confidence and learn some new techniques and get some confidence in some techniques. I haven't fished much, so but it's a lot of fun. Like I say, I throw my kayak back in my truck on Fridays. We get off early and got a lake 5 minutes from work. I'm on it. So I've had a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Nice. Oh, I had a question for you and I forgot what it was, buddy. I got a statement for you now.
Okay.
I don't really think it was your skill or talent or anything that got you those 2 checks. I think it's the Co-Angler Corner podcast.
Yeah, we've got some winners we got some good mojo on that.
Yeah, I mean, not to brag, but we had a couple Angler of the Years in the Toyota Series last year.
Yeah, Kyle Cordiani and a couple others had some good.
Mike Mueller.
Yeah, Mike Mueller. Yeah, some good finishes.
And then someone you might have heard of, one of the Christine Fisher.
Yeah, big win.
First woman to win a Bassmaster event.
Very, very. Yeah, she's one of the best anglers. I mean, she stays on the water, I think, 300 days a year. So, girls grinding. But hats off to you, Christine, on your win, and you deserve it. Glad you got it.
And, but yeah, Co-Angler Corner does have quite a reputation, huh? So if you want to win a tournament or cash a check, get in touch with us.
Be on the show.
Yeah.
Well, see, don't tell my wife that, because I told her it's the beard, and she don't like the beard. So I told her now since don't spit your rake out. I said, since I'm doing these good finishes, I can't shave till I zero. So I may look like ZZ. Hopefully everything goes right. I look like ZZ Top coming in the year, and a little gray, but be all right.
Now you do realize she watches these podcasts.
I know. She's probably laughing, shaking her head. So it's good. She lets me go fishing, so I'm not gonna complain.
No, hey, good for you.
Yep.
It's always better when you have a support back home.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I say I got a bunch of families and friends. They always like and share my stuff and give me comments. And so hats off to you guys. Hey, I appreciate everybody giving me likes and support. It means a lot. Especially I'm going to a tournament and I'm launching out at so and so lake, and I get back and there's like 50 comments and likes, and it's like, wow, man. I'm just can't help but smile, man. Stuff like that happens. It's like, wow, I got some great folks.
Yes, and that makes it a lot easier. I got another comment here from Greg Bowman. Says, "Hey guys, how y'all doing? Or how you all doing? Not how."
Hey,
y'all.
Greg. Hey, Greg. Hey, nice truck. Nice truck. I got a Colorado diesel, so hey, Chevys, man, can't beat them.
That's it. And here I am driving a Dodge.
Temporarily.
Yeah. But no, hey Greg, you got any questions about? You want to ask the Hammer, Cage and Rob? Shoot them on out. Anyone else as well? You know, don't be afraid to ask questions. And even on the replay, if you have questions, you know, we'll get notified and we'll get back to you as soon as we can on that.
Absolutely. Or if you want to, there's somebody you'd like to have us on for a guest or a technique. Hey, feel free to reach out. We are always open to suggestions. So
yeah, because we do this podcast. I mean, we enjoy it, but we do it for you and for our guests.
Yep.
So.
And we don't do it for the money. Speaking of that, John, I got an invoice today from Facebook, and we made, I think, 1 penny for last month, or last couple of weeks.
Yes!
We got a penny.
We can retire.
Well,
you know what's funny?
So tax take out, we probably zero, so I don't know.
Of course, the IRS will send a $1 stamp to send us the invoice.
Yeah, probably so. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But and then Greg, I agree with you that they're the best in the business. Greg, I agree with you. That little Colorado diesel, man, that thing's a tank. Best truck I've ever owned. I've owned Chevys, Ford, Dodges, a little bit of everything, but I searched for that truck like for a month. It's a long bed diesel, baby Duramax they call them, and man, I love it. Best truck I've ever owned for sure. Love it.
And Greg has another thing. Says, what do you know about the Tokyo rig? Never used it and wonder what it would be good to use.
Actually, I've done well on grass. If you got grass, that thing comes through the grass really well. Like you put a little creature bait or something, but like grass, I used it on Toho and done pretty good on it. So
yeah.
I think every people do it, but on me, I've done really good on grass. So if you got some milfoil, I mean, don't throw it in the mat, but if you got some milfoil, stuff like that, a lot of grass, it does pull through pretty good and does catch them pretty good.
That's something, I mean, you know, Rob and I, we try to get guests on here that know what they're talking about, especially when it comes to a technique. And that's something we need to do is try to find somebody for the Tokyo rig, because that's something that not a lot of people throw.
I know a couple individuals that throw it quite a bit, but that's what I use it for is the grass. But yeah, like loose grass. Yeah, definitely, Greg. Like not mat, not like a cheese mat, but like milfoil. Like there's some lakes around here that's got some milfoil, but it does come through that pretty good. And like I said, it does a job. And like I said, I'll do 2 weights. I'll do one like just a standard worm weight. I'll have one pointed down, one pointed up, and sometimes I'll put a little bead between them, make this little clacking noise if it's muddy water. But yeah, that thing does really well. Comes through grass. I mean, pulls right through and really catches them.
Awesome.
So like a brush hog or a lizard or something like that really does well. Reaction innervations, a little bait like that. Creature bait does pretty good. And you can run any hook. I think I run an EWG or an offset, so either one. Yes, I do still throw Carolina.
Greg,
Yep. Where I live out in Kentucky, there's a lot of rock and stuff. Yep, and like on points. That's my favorite place for a Carolina rig. Run it down a point. So, yep. Beat on Texas rig does really. Yep. Absolutely, man. That's an old school trick, man. That's old school, but yeah, Carolina rig does really well. Usually on Dale Hollow, run down the points, and usually a brush hog. I know I've done well down in Tennessee lakes, Douglas and Cherokee, like a brush hog. had a buddy of mine that lives down there, and he'd throw that thing out and say, "There's one right here. Oh, there he is." And he called his shots, man. It was unreal. And he'd throw that old brush hog around. He'd dip the tail in a little chartreuse dip and die. But that Carolina old ball and chain still catches them.
Yep. One of the things he mentioned Texas rig. One of the things that I do once in a while is I'll put a Carolina clacker.
Yep.
That I'll put that after the hook, or I'll tie the tie. Then I'll put the Carolina clacker, then a bead, then the weight.
Yep.
So that way it's bouncing back and forth. And Greg says he loves the baby brush hog.
Oh yeah, green pumpkin, blue baby brush hog. Yep, that's a ticket. And another thing, Greg. Yep, and another thing to try, man. Especially if you're practicing for a tournament or just out fun fishing. On your Carolina rig, use a jig like a 1/2 ounce or 3/4 ounce jig, and then tie the Carolina rig, your leader, and your bait on that. And if they want the jig, they'll bite that. If they want the Carolina rig, they bite that. So if you're practicing for a tournament or you're just out fun fishing, give that a try, man. Try a jig Carolina rig, I call it.
Yeah, and just for you guys to know, let me clarify this. A lot of tournaments, organizations won't let you do that for a tournament.
Yeah, that's why I say practice or fun fish. So, yeah, I'm covering myself on that, but yeah, when in doubt, don't do it. But yeah, it's great for practice. I mean, you're gonna get 2 techniques, and one day they'll bite the jig better, and one day they'll do the Carolina rig. But it works well, Greg. Try it, man. It does work.
Yeah, he said he's heard about it but never done it.
Yeah, it works
well.
All
right, sir. Well, time is flying when you're talking fishing.
Oh, absolutely, every time, man.
So I know. So let's give you the chance and the opportunity to talk a little bit about your sponsors, people who have helped you along the way, inspired you. And go ahead, brother.
Oh, absolutely. Well, first off, thanks to you, John. You've been my partner in crime for over a year now. We've been best friends for, 3-4 years, seems like. Yep. And, man, I appreciate you, everything you do. Said MGM cold tags. You can see them in the background. That's all I use. And, man, if you want some good cold tags, hook up John and let him hook you up with some MGM cold tags, best ones out there. So
appreciate it, brother.
Definitely thank John for that. Team Hayabusa, I'm on the Kentucky Team Hayabusa. Kurt Dove, man, appreciate you, man, having faith in me. And Hayabusa said John got me hooked on the Hayabusa hooks. He told try them out, and man, they're spot on. Love their drop shot hooks, and their wacky hooks are really good. Well, they got, offset, flipping hooks, EWGs. So anything you want, look them up for sure. And then I've been with Pulse Fish, our buddy Todd Goad, been on with Pulse Fish for a while. And done, man, I love that. Like I said, if you're a co-angler and you're fishing behind a scoper, try that Pulse Fish scrounger head. Can't beat it, man. Can't beat it. Yep. Kistler rods, I've been with Kistler rods just for a little bit. Love their rods. If you're a kayak guy, look into the Kistler Argon series. They got the hook clip above the reel, so it fits down in your rod holder. So great rods, very durable. I've been tickled with them. I just got them just a few months ago, so looked them up. And then our good buddy John Sperone over there at Wicked Weights.
Yep.
Man, love Wicked Weights. I mean, they got anything from finesse to flipping to Carolina rig weights. So if y'all looking for some good tucks at weights, look up my boy at Wicked Weights. Great stuff. Yep. And then Yeti coolers. I've been with Yeti probably longest. I've been with Yeti quite a while, and I got a bunch of their products. So if you're looking for a Father's Day gift, hey, look at Yeti. I said they got great cups, great coolers. I got like a little lunch size cooler I take on tournaments. And man, that thing is awesome. A little soft bag, and so it's great. And then Swamp Pro Lures, I've been with them a couple years. They're out of White Castle, Louisiana. Boyd and his wife and daughter, they do a great job on plastics. So Swamp Pro Lures down in Louisiana, made and produced in the great state of Louisiana. So can't beat that. And our boy Jared, Die Hard Anglers, he's working on the app that's going to help anglers out, get a little bit of exposure and some discounts. So check out Die Hard Anglers when y'all get a chance. That wasn't your Tack Cat, was it?
No, that was my foot. My foot slid off the bench.
Oh, okay, you're good.
Or whatever.
And
footstool.
And then And then one company I've been working with a little bit, Bingo Braid. Their braid is awesome. They got some braid and some fluorocarbon, so check them out. I got some of their black braid. Actually, I use it on chatterbaits on the Z-Man Project Z, so it's done pretty good. But and then of course my lovely wife Dina for putting up with my fishing addictions and my lures everywhere. She was fussing every day. She was helping organize this stuff, and she says, "I hate jigs." So I made sure to text her during Del Hollow. Say, "Hey, I caught these fish on a jig." so hats off to her for putting up with a fishing knucklehead like me, and said hats off to Roy Widgeon. He had me on his podcast, so y'all check out USA Kayak Magazine. Does a great job. Roy's a great job. He's kind of one got me into kayak, wanting to try kayaks out, and I love it. And man, there's tons. I said all the boaters I've been with. I mean, if I said every boater I'd be with, I'd be here another hour. So you know who you are. All my boaters out there, hats off to you, man. Thanks for giving me a good day in the water, even if it wasn't.
All right. And Greg has a question for you. Wants to know. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Go ahead, Bob.
And then yep. Yeah, I was gonna say, Greg, I like the Buckeye balling out jig, 3/8 or half. I've caught a lot on those, and then either a Z-Crawl Junior trailer or just a twin tail Yamamoto. That's my two trailers. And then if it's kind of rocky, I'll use the Wicked Weights, the Patriot, the little football jig. Yep, like it, pretty good. And I'll put a little Missile Baits, their little crawl trailer on there. So that's the two I use. I'll do a swim jig once in a while. I've done pretty good on the Strike King swim jig, 1/2 ounce with the Rage Crawl. I've caught a couple of 4-pounders earlier in the year at the local lake by work. So that's some of the jigs I like using, but I use them all. I love jigs and of course chatterbaits. So I'm like you, man. I'm a fishing addict, so I try it all. And well, some of the ones I use and ones I really have done. Yep, 2K. I've done some of 2Ks. Yep, 2K is good. I've met them at the shows. I think up in around Cincinnati and stuff. Good guys. They do awesome jobs. So I got a little bit of everything on jigs, but some of the ones I've used lately, and then D&L jigs. I got a buddy that owns D&L Jigs Kentucky. Check some of his jigs out. They are legit. The Baby Advantage and Advantage jigs, they're all great jigs. Like I said, every state kind of has its niche. Like Tennessee has balsa crankbaits. Kentucky has jigs. So a lot of great jigs out there, man. And if you're fishing a jig, you're looking for a big. Cool, man. 2K's been around for a while. Yep. Great jigs, man.
All right, brother. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story with us.
Absolutely. And I said,
hopefully we can have you on again sometime and get to learn a little bit more.
I'll get with my secretary on that and see if I can squeeze you in. But thanks for everybody. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Give us a like. And I said we're on Mondays. We have Women in Fishing every Monday night at same time, 8 to 9. And then we do Tuesdays co-anglers, and which is fitting for tonight. And then Wednesday we kind of have wide open. And occasionally we'll do a Thursday or Saturday to get somebody in that has a tight schedule. So just keep on tuning in, and if there's any questions, or if you'd like to have a certain guest you'd like to have on our show, just feel free to drop us a line, or if you want a technique that you want to see covered, and we'll find somebody that's good at it. So, but I said, appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, John, man. Thanks for me.
Hey, I
giving me an opportunity. All right.
Appreciate you, brother. Just so everybody knows, Saturday we have a show, 6 p.m., Emily Freeman talking about bassin and biology. Next Thursday, we have Cliff Pace coming back on talking crankbaits. So
nice.
And Greg, we appreciate you, and we enjoy your comments and interaction with us. So
definitely, Cliff Pace, man, he's back from my neck of the woods, South Mississippi. So man, I love Cliff. He's had him on before, and man, he breaks it down. So y'all stay tuned for Cliff. He's been on the Elite Series, Bass Pro Tour, so definitely tune in. And he's done a good job on the crankbaits. I know he does some of the Zoom, the WC style baits, and he has some of Ed Chambers' original molds and stuff like that. And he's built some of his own stuff. So y'all stay tuned. That's gonna be a great show.
All right, everybody. Well, everybody take care and peace.